Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing more first impressions. Scandalous. Now, I bought these 3 Maison Francis Coeur de Jean fragrances off a friend who I shall not name because I don't know whether they want to be named or not. And these are all partials. Partials is a good way of getting some rare and expensive juice at cheaper prices. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. And these were cheaper prices. None of these are full, but I mean, to be fair, none of them have got much missing. So I paid a good price for these and I'm very happy to have them. I suppose I should tell you what they are, really. This is Oud Satin Mood Extrait. This is Absolue pour le Soir. And this is Lumiere Noir pour Homme. Fab. So, as you will all know, I have been umming and ahhing about buying some MFK Oud Satin Mood Extrait for a long time now. And someone, a friend, got in touch and said, are you willing, or do you still want to buy it? And I was like, yes. And he was like, I may want to sell it. Leave it with us for a while. So I did leave it with him for a while. And then I asked him what else he was selling. And he was like, oh, Absolue pour le Soir and Lumiere Noir. So I was like, oh, I'll have them. And then he came back after decanting me some Oud Satin Mood and said, I am willing to let go of Oud Satin Mood. So I was like, okay, then no problem. So I bought that as well. He also sent me some three free bottles that he just wanted rid of. But I won't be talking about them today. I'll talk about them on another video because it's easier to just make an MFK video and then do the other ones. But 3 bottles were sent for free. They weren't asked for. They aren't sponsored. They aren't anything. They're just 3 free gifts off a friend. Doesn't own a brand. Doesn't have anything. The same way I sort of give fragrances to Richie G. My friend gave me these 3 bottles. Which is too kind. Too kind. When people are that nice to us, I struggle. Like, I get like wrought. And I'm like, oh, that's really nice. What can I do for you? But, anyhow. So, which one shall we do first? You pick. Lumiere Noir. Nice. So, this is discontinued. And I smelled a bottle of this. I smelled this in the shop from one of the local counters at my local Fenwick, and I quite enjoyed it. And they were like, "Oh, it's 140 quid," and I was like, "Oh, I don't know if I like it 140 quid for 70ml. Why are they 70ml? What are you doing? They could at least be 75, or like 50, or 100. 70ml. Bizarre." Must have just been like the right equation for the amount of glass used. Do you know what I mean? They're made by Fabrique in France. But anyhow, so this is Lumiere Noir. Now, I don't have the notes in front of us, but if you give me one moment, please, I'll go and get them. It's very nice and fresh and almost laundry-ish. It's got that kind of freshly cleaned. This would be nice if you're going somewhere like work, you know, because you could deny you were actually wearing a fragrance if you were at work. It would just smell like you came in just smelling like this. You know, Sort of like an anti-fragrance. A-N-T-I, not A-U-N-T-Y. You know, you get like grandmother fragrances. Let's have a look. Lumiere Noir Pour Homme. So I assume by that there is a Lumiere Noir Pour Femme. I get something a little bit like hard-boiled sweet. You know? Do you know that kind of sweetness? The main notes in this, I don't know that there's a pyramid, but there are only 4 according to Fragrantica, and that is rose, patchouli, artemisia, and cinnamon. I imagine it's the rose. Ah, cumin as well. I imagine it's the rose giving the sort of like hard-boiled sweet vibe. It's nice. It is nice. I didn't pay full retail for this. I didn't pay anything like full retail for this. And it is discontinued. It is nice. Very pleasant. It'd be a great signature scent for someone who wanted to smell a little bit different, but also still very nice and pleasant. It'd be great to go to work in a shirt and suit and tie. Really nice fragrance, that. Very, I don't want to say plain, but I mean that in like the best way. You know, very modern, very fresh, very clean, very nice. A little bit different too to your normal clean, fresh Ambroxan sort of fragrance, you know. Next we will try Oud Satin Mood. My room's gonna stink of this for days after this. You just know it is. Yikes. Anyway, here we go. Oh, I'm not gonna spray loads of this, it's gonna be massive. 1. Oh, wow. Oops. These lids are quite heavy. They're quite nice. They're quite heavy. I must admit, I do like the bottles. I like the style, you know. But I just wish there were there was a bit more, you know. Wow, that's massive. It's so deep, so synthetic. This is £280, and I didn't even pay half that, you know, brand new. I didn't even pay, like, basically what happened is I basically paid the same for all of these fragrances. Like I said, the bloke was a friend, and he gave us a very good deal. But I don't know that I would have ended up buying all 3 of these fragrances if I hadn't got them for the price that I would have got them. Certainly not Lumiere Noir. Probably not. I mean, I was umming and ahhing about Oud Satin Mood. I didn't know whether I was going to get it, but it came up at the right price, and I was very appreciative. So that's probably the only reason I'm sat here with the fragrance, if I'm being perfectly honest. And this is the X-Ray version. It's got a little bit of spiciness at the top. It's got that sort of rose. There is an MFK sort of DNA, an MFK DNA. Crikey. Like a spiciness. You know, like a cinnamon. There is a cinnamon in it, actually. So there's damask rose, there's Turkish rose oil, oud, vanilla, violet. Get a bit of violet from it. Violet from it. Amber, geranium, and Ceylon cinnamon. I get the cinnamon at the top, definitely, especially on stick. It's a different animal on skin. It smells different on skin. It's much more vanillic on me. Vanilla's a huge note in this for me. The twang of like an oudi sort of ambery, rosy sort of thing. It's not a dark oud at all. It's a bright, fresh, woody oud. It's very fresh, this, on paper. It's giving us a little bit of a headache, I think. It's nice, and I'm glad I've got it. But I wouldn't pay retail for it. I wouldn't pay anything like that. It's a silly price for 70ml. £280. I don't know what that is in America, like $400. Bonkers. Bonkers. But vanilla, violet, rose, and cinnamon is what I get from that. It's not a violet leaf. It's not like an oily sort of fragrance, but it is a purple, floral, fresh sort of vibe. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. And last, but certainly not least, we have Absolue Pour le Soir. Now, if you've been following me and Ramsey the last few weeks, you know that I tried to send Ramsey a package. And while the package was in the post, he was like, oh, mate, can you get like a bottle of Absolute Pour le Soir? Can you find one? I can't find one over here. And so I looked, and this person had one, the same person with the extra and the same person with the Lumiere Noir, and I agreed to buy it. Then in the intervening period, we found out that Royal Mail, the bastards of Royal Mail, had decided to destroy the parcel. So that was a bit of a kick in the boobs. And so we were like, well, there's no point in throwing good perfume after bad. So I'm just going to keep this Absolute Pour le Soir because it is difficult to get. And it is discontinued, and I like that sort of thing. And it's an amber. I like ambers. So I'm keeping it now. Ramsey fortunately managed to find himself a bottle over there, which is good. But yes, I now am the proud owner of a bottle of Absolue Pour le Soir, and I have sprayed this. And instantly I get like a honey, amber, sandalwood thing. A little bit smoky too. Just a tiny bit. Let's see what's in it. So, according to Fragrantica, there is white honey, benzoin, incense, sandalwood, yes, ylang ylang, rose, atlas cedar, and cumin. Now, I was scared when I heard about the cumin note, but I'm not getting it. Not yet, anyway. What I'm getting is like this fresh white, a little bit floral, a little bit woody, a little bit milky honey. So you can imagine honey and milk and honey. It's got that kind of vibe to it, you know. Get the benzoin, yes. It's got a touch of Dry Peau by Boucheron. Incense. A little bit coming through. A little bit of the smoke coming through. No cumin, though. Not on paper. It might do things on my skin. But I quite like this. I like an amber. It's similar to Amber Sultan. It hasn't got the spices, the herbs and stuff. At the top, or the labdanum. It's got a very nice amber note. It seems to have replaced the labdanum with a bigger sort of like ylang and sandalwood sort of concoction, you know. It's good stuff, this. I'm surprised it didn't do better because it's been discontinued and you can't find it now. So, right, there we are. I hope you have enjoyed my first impressions I'll quickly go back and smell these and see what they say. That's fresh and nice. Smells like a crisp white shirt. Like the scent of a crisp white shirt is Lumiere Noir. That's what it smells like. This is getting a little bit darker, a little bit more rosy now. Oud Satin mood. It's nice though. And this, which I've just been sniffing and I've just promptly thrown on the floor, is Not Playing Ball. Ooh. It's got this milky, honey, sandalwoody, fresh kind of thing going on. Very nice. I really like that actually. Bearing in mind I'm not spraying them on skin. Anyway, I will go this time. Thank you for watching my first impressions. I will see you again soon. Bye.